Right, today I'm going to learn you, how you like that? Going to learn you how to look after your boot investment. Look after boots? Some of you guys are going to be finding this video and say, what do you mean? I think polishing boots and taking care of things is from previous generations. I grew up polishing shoes. My dad taught me how to polish shoes. We'd polish our shoes before church on Sunday, and that was kind of a ritual. Things kind of gone now, you know, and that's just kind of a reflection of the throwaway society. But it's still possible to buy quality. That's what we have right here. We have our Adams boots, and if we want these boots to last, we need to look after them. And it's just part of it, you know. It's the care and feeding. You know, if you want your vehicle to last, you maintain it, right? Change your oil, look after it, replace things that are broken on it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take out the laces. This is a false tongue. False tongue just protects your feet. Protects, keeps the laces from wearing a hole into the tongue, and this extra layer of protection. We're going to take that out because inside here we get trapped all types of nasty stuff. You can see. And we don't want to apply our boot grease, whether it be Oben-Offs or whatever your choice is, to all that dirt, because what it does is it mixes in and you get a bunch of goo on there. So I just use compressed air. If you have a compressor, just blow that out. If not, just use a stiff brush, because it's, you know, get that out. You want to get that out of there. And you don't want to grease your boots and do the method on them with that still in there, because you can't get stuff in there very good. You know, and I'll just kind of blow these off. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? All right, you want to use some sort of a cleaner, a leather cleaner. I've used for years, what did I use? Saddle soap. Saddle soap is good, I still like it, but Oben-Offs has sent me their leather cleaner. So it says here it's all natural, made in the USA, no harsh chemicals, so I shouldn't have to use any. Has a very light smell of maybe just like a soft detergent. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just soap and water. I'm going to pour that in there. In my pan. They said use on the back maybe a sponge or a bristle brush. I like a bristle brush. This is my little brush stainless steel combo that I just love. They just fit together. I use it all the time. I'm always using it. Let's try this out here. So we'll brush that on there. Kind of cut any grease or oil that we may have picked up in the shop. I can tell it's really mild, whatever it is. It's not. It's like it's not getting soapy or sudsy. So we'll just cover all this. Give it a good. Got a heavy bristle brush there. Give it a good scraping. These boots I conditioned about a couple months ago, and it's not going to hurt them to have a little bit more. The fire season's coming up. The boots will be exposed to a lot of hard work, tough environment, possibly chemicals, fire retardant, gases and oil from equipment, all those things. All those things break down leather, including sunshine. You know, leave a piece of leather out in the sunshine, out in the sun untreated. See what happens, you know. Those of us who work outside, you know, that takes its toll. So it's kind of like putting sunscreen on our boots. And don't overlook the stacked leather heel. You know, a good set of boots will have it's not plastic. It's actually real leather all stacked up there. Don't overlook that. And also on the inside, you know, when we're greasing them, we'll want to get down in there too. You know, and we're going to inspect our boots. What do we have here? We've got good Vibram soles, properly screwed, glued, and stitched. That's typical, indicative of Wildland boots, because you buy a crummy Danner boot that's just been screwed together, that's just been glued together. Talked to a guy just the other day, a friend of mine was on a fire, or sitting by the campfire, and he stood up and the glue failed and the whole bottom of his boot flopped off like a big tongue. You know, that's why you have screws in there and stitching, and you can't have that. You can't have your boots failing on you on the fire ground. It's just not an option. So, once we get them cleaned out there, much to Mrs. Rango Star's chagrin, I'm going to use one of my shirts here and I'll wipe that off there. Just wipe off the content, and that worked really good. It's definitely mild, but the leather looks nice and clean, and you know, I hate to get them too wet because then you have to wait for them to dry, and so this, you know, didn't really get them too wet, but as you can see, they're clean. Actually, that worked really good, didn't it? I think that looks nice. So what I have, oh, don't forget this, the false tongue. Get this guy. This here really takes, these things kind of take a beating. So we'll clean those on both sides. There, that looks better, doesn't it? I don't think I was in frame there. We can see. Get our false tongue cleaned off. Okay, now what? Well, we got two choices. I usually in the past, I've always used Obenauf's LP. This is what all the firefighters used. This is made in Idaho by the Obenauf's company, and it's a beautiful wax. It's made of beeswax, and it's got this beautiful consistency. When your finger, just the moisture, just the heat from your finger starts it melting. So when you apply it with bare hands, and the warmth of your hands sucks it into the leather. This is considered their heavy duty. They sent me last year this leather oil, which is, it smells a little bit different. It's the same color. Let's see if you can see here. Let's pour a little in there so you can see that. But it's a liquid. It's a liquid version of the LP. And actually, I prefer this because it's easier to apply. The oil. It seems like it just sucks in better, and it's just you don't have this going on. You don't have the places like if they take this LP there and you get it kind of crammed down in there, like where you can't get at it, and it kind of clumps. See how it's clumping up right there? What I've noticed is once you go right out without that sucking in, it gathers dirt, and you start getting big globs of dirt that stick to your boots, and it just makes them heavier. So you just have to kind of be more careful with it. One thing I do is I throw this in the microwave and melt it, and so it's liquid, and then put it on, and then you get the same thing though. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just showing you the difference there. But today is different. Today we've got Adam's Boots that has his proprietary boot treatment. And so this is what he made in scent. So we're going to try this for the first time. When I smelled it, it smells like pina colada. It smells really good, actually. It makes you kind of hungry when you... So let's try this. So he's got this in a shampoo bottle, which is really a good way to do it, isn't it? It's white. Let's see. Again, never used this before, so we're doing this for the first time here together. It's really creamy. Feels like it's very different than Obenauf's. It's creamier. It's not near as waxy. It feels like almost like shampoo conditioner. I hope he didn't accidentally send me his shampoo conditioner instead of boot grease. But will smell very nice. It's looking good. It is soaking in well. It doesn't seem to be affected by the heat of my hand. You know, here's what we'll do. I'm going to do the left boot with Adam's boot juice here, and the right boot with Obenauf's, and I'm going to wear them, and I'll be getting back to you on that. So we'll see which one I like better. Make sure you get back in there, and these gussets. You know that the places on your boots that really are going to suffer and take the most abuse and crack are right here at this hinge joint. See right there, because when you're kneeling down there, you know, you're doing this a lot, you put a lot of stress on that leather right there. So even if you don't do this whole method on your boots, keep your Obenauf's or your boot grease of choice, Snow Seal or whatever you like, close by, and hit the fronts. Keep hitting the fronts, because that's where your boots really get the abuse. You know, the upper sections of the boots here, like this here, you know, they don't receive a lot of sunshine typically because your pants are over them and they're getting protected and they don't typically get wet. It's the lower section of your boots that really take the beating. And don't forget to get in there again on those stacks and get, you really want to treat those leather stacks on that heel because you know, that's thick leather, and the only way you have to nourish it is from the outside. So I'm always applying leather, the boot protectant, onto that heel as much as possible. So we have the boot pretty well covered, and you know, where boots break down from is not usually from the outside. What really kills boots is from the inside. And some of you guys that have really funky feet, you know who you are. I know you were born that way, you can't help it. You want to do the inside. I can't believe it. I was looking at the scrubber as I was editing this video, and I saw that it was 20 minutes long. 20 minutes long? Greasing boots? Good grief. I got to break it into 2 videos. Part 2 is right there. Right there. There's some philosophy in it. It's not just boot greasing. You know, cover how to make a career of wildland firefighting. So you young guys that keep asking me about that, you can go and watch that. So I would like you, as a favor to me, to click the thumbs up. If you like the video, click the thumbs down if you don't like the video. But everyone should be participating. I'm working hard for you out here, and I don't ask any more than just to do that. It helps. It has nothing to do with monetary gain of the channel, but what it does is it helps YouTube to find content that people like, so that it gets a broader circulation. So that's why I asked, because we have an important message here, and we have we want to get it out. We want to get it out and get it in front of as many people as possible. So that's the reason why I ask. So part 2, right over there. And I don't have a riddle for you on this video. However, if you would like one, I'll tell you what, I'll have a nice tough riddle for you at the end of part 2. So stay for the end card, and I'll have something that'll truly bake your noodle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.